Pinellas County? Okay, so I'm gonna do mine too. You gonna stand with me? You gonna hold me for mine too? Let's do this. Okay. Okay, ready? And just to continue on with Pinellas County, Florida. So, thank you, Congress, for being here today. I am truly honored that I was able to make this trip. And I am more honored that I have been entrusted by all of the families of the state of Florida that have had their children illegally seized without a warrant, trafficked, and then sold into adoption. I am here on behalf of the parents in the state of Florida, and their parental rights have been terminated against their will. There are parents who are able to bear arms, carry guns, participate in the Second Amendment because they have no criminal record. They have no drug charges, but yet their precious children have been trafficked and sold by the Department of Not Children and Not Families. Unfortunately, I am also here to call out our leadership, starting with Governor Ron DeSantis, okay? Who has kept all of our calls on what? Do not disturb?
Oh yeah, he's got me blocked. He really don't like me because I campaigned for Bruce Nathan in 2016.
So Ron DeSantis, you have kept all of the families in Florida on do not disturb for the last several years that you have been in office. And I know for a fact because I am a walking, talking testimony. I have done case studies after case studies, and it started with my own case in Pasco County, where I learned that the judge, Laura Lee Westeen, is married to Pinellas County Sheriff Bob Girardelli. Woo!
Isn't that convenient?
Quick little background on who I am and how much. My name is Stephanie Oldham III. I am happily married to the biological father, Julian James Oldham, for over 10 years. Our children, Caroline and Penelope Oldham. I am from Pasco County, Florida. I am also a Hall of Fame alumni, as I am an international collegiate champion of the business school at the University of Central Florida. I am a Dean's List graduate. 2019, my husband and I and our toddler had the greatest year of our lives. Career-wise, I have made the most money that I had ever made. My husband was running my family's business company. We had a beautiful daughter, Caroline Rose, who was 3, and we had just found out that we were having our second daughter at the beginning of 2020. I was pregnant. I was a full-time executive sales rep in Tampa, Florida. I had a 401k, a medical insurance, my financial stability, and I was placed in a position where I had to choose to either get a vaccine, where women who were discouraging their children, where women who were getting the vaccine were having miscarriages. I had to be placed in either a position to have a miscarriage or lose my entire financial stability. No woman in her career should have to choose between her career, financial stability, her health, or her pregnancy. I gave birth in Pasco County, Florida, aka Gus Bilirakis's congressman, his district. 8 months later, both my children were taken out of a daycare, trafficked, and it's been 5 years. They were sold, and we have not seen them in 5 years. 24 hours after a child is placed in state custody, they have to be seen by a medical professional. This is the result of my toddler's medical exam after being trafficked from her daycare and placed in relative care. The doctor said, Caroline is living apart from her parents for the first time. She hasn't had any visits. It is essential to the child bond. If reunification remains the permanency goal, Caroline and her mother should occur, and visitation should assist consistent basis and approved by the case management team. I never saw my children ever again. I saw my children once over a computer screen 2 months later, against what the doctor's recommendation was, that we needed to have constant contact. So 2 months later, I see my daughter over a computer screen. She grabs it. She said, "Where's my dad?" I said, "He's right here." She goes, "I want to come home right now." A 3-year-old, their little finger, over a computer screen. That's how I got to see my kid. I want to come home right now. That is not an abused child. What is that? It's a hostage. That was a hostage. Now, he said right there, the sheriff of the District 13 is married to the judge in my case. When the district over Pasco I am here on behalf of Pinellas District 13. Ana Luna, Congresswoman, you have the audacity to say that there are no DCF problems in Pinellas? Okay, well that's a lie. And you know how you know? Because there was a whole Netflix documentary on the Saving Maya case where there was a $64 million settlement that was paid out in 2023. So for you to say there's no DCF problems in your District 13 in Pinellas County is bullshit. And so I'm demanding the return of the children, Caroline, Penelope, Oldham. I am demanding the return of the children from Volusia County. I am demanding the return of the rest of the children from Pasco County. I am demanding the return of Derek Pierce's children, who had the same CPS ages as me in Pasco County. I'm demanding the return of Tegan, whose mother, Brittany Beloved, had the same judge as me. Her daughter was adopted out to a family in Texas. This mother is brilliant of a woman. I am calling for the return of Austin, who had been trafficked out of the same hospital that I gave birth in Pasco. His grandmother has been desperately looking for him for over 4 years. The mother again. I am also calling for the return of baby Damien, the Christmas baby who was born on Christmas last year. He's not even 1 year old and he was trafficked out of Jacksonville Hospital. He had colic and they trafficked him because they said the mother had postpartum. This is a very serious issue, and I am urging this room and Congress to take this very seriously. Ron DeSantis is 100% aware because all of my cases have habitually reached out to him in office, and they've gotten the same response back, which is a forward email, do not disturb me, I have nothing to do with this. A good parent is a profitable client for the courtroom. Any good parent will do every single class, just like you just testified. They will sell their entire home, everything they have. Any good parent will do anything to get their child back, and that is very profitable for the courthouse that is running a family court as a corporation. And how do they get away with it? Because at the end of the day, well, I had postpartum and I had to go through an entire dependency trial, 12 hours. I had to represent myself. How am I sane enough to be able to lawyer and not sane enough to have my children? My rights were terminated for postpartum, and my husband's rights were terminated for staying with me, the mother. I can carry a gun because I have no criminal record, no drug charges, and so can he. And how does this happen? It's something called judicial immunity. So how does the magistrate judge have judicial immunity? She's the magistrate only juror. Immunity and juror, that's like jumbo shrimp. That's called an oxymoron. Our courts in Florida and all across this nation are morons, fundamentally. You cannot have immunity and jury, single juror judge. So I'm urging you to please pass this bill because our courts are trafficking our children and making a profit like a corporation. Thank you very much.
Good job.
Okay. All right.